Okay. Welcome everybody to our second call in the new consultant series. My name is Jennifer DeNicholas. I'm your National Executive Director. If you didn't meet me on the call last week, I have been selling Pampered Chef for 21 years. I know, I don't even look old enough to do that. So y'all are flattering me. But I started when my daughter was a year old. She is almost 23 now. And this business has truly blessed me and my family. We have been able to do so many amazing things through this business. First and foremost, I've been able to be around for my family. I now have three girls. They are 23, 18, or 22, about to be 23, 18, and 10, no, 11. I don't even know. I can't keep up with them anymore. But and it's just allowed me the flexibility to work from home, be available for my kids, and bring in a full-time income. So yes, you heard me right. Pampered Chef brings in a full-time income and actually is the biggest bulk of our family income. I make way more money selling pots and pans than I ever did as an accountant in my previous life. Okay, so know that you absolutely can make good money doing this. But just like anything else that you start, it does take consistency and dedication. So, the things that I teach you on these calls, they work. It just takes you doing them. It's not hard work, you all. I'm not telling you to go dig ditches in the 180-degree weather or, anything difficult like that. It literally is just sharing your business with others, helping get our products in other people's homes, teaching them new recipes. It's as easy as that. It really is. So these calls are so important to your business because you learn best practices, selling skills. You all, I never sold anything a day in my life before Pampered Chef. So everything that I learned through these calls that are provided. Okay. So really try your very best to be on them. If you can't be on these live, because I know people's schedules are crazy. If you can't be on live, then try to, do your very best to watch the replay, but not only learn the information, but implement it in your business each week. So last week we did talk about how are you promoting your business? How are you letting people know that you are the new Pampered Chef person in town and that they come to you whenever they need new pots, pans, spatulas, whatever. We also talked about sending messages every day, planting those seeds, and watching your business grow from that. We also talked about how to set up a party on Pampered Chef, and we talked about setting up a party on Facebook. If you need to know any of that info, I will get you the replay. You'll have access to that. Tonight, what I want to talk to you about is continuing those messages, continuing to share your business with others, posting about it on social media. I want to talk to you about the flow of the show. How do you run a Facebook party? What are best practices in that? And a little bit about Facebook algorithms, okay? We will have time at the end to ask any questions. And then yeah, then later tonight at 9 o'clock, if you're ready, we have our everyday Monday night call. So this that you're on now is a series of three for brand new consultants, but every single Monday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, we do regular Monday night calls where we just teach different tips, tricks, and information about growing your business and staying consistent. Okay. So, let me first of all, we talked about last week in sending messages. And you all, this business is a relationship business. We grow our business by meeting people, by doing shows. And you all, we teach you about Facebook parties, but nobody says you have to only do shows on Facebook. We can do in-home shows. We can do vendor events. We can do catalog parties. Remember back in the day, we would, send our host some catalogs. She'd take it to work and do her Sunday lunch and church and whatever. And she'd fill out these paper order forms. And some of y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. But yes, they did that. We can still do that, right? We can do bridal showers, we can do fundraisers there. It's really no limit to the way we can use this business. Now, we do have some people that just like to do social selling, so they may do post on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, if that's, up for today, whatever. You can run your business the way you want to. What we have found the most success out of currently is doing in-home parties and also Facebook parties. So 99% of our organization does online Facebook parties. So that's where we're going to spend the bulk of our time with you. If you're curious about any of the other ways to party, check in with your recruiter or your director, and they'd be happy to share more on that. Okay. So we had talked about last week sending 30 messages a day. I want to hear from you also. Tell me in the chat who did that, who's planting those seeds. And we talked about planting seeds because every time you ask someone about booking a party or selling alongside you or buying a product, you're putting that seed of thought in their mind that you are the Pampered Chef consultant, that you are looking for people to become your customers, to host parties with you so you can get products in their kitchen. So put in the chat if you're doing those contacts. Now, sometimes, a majority of the time, we hear objections. So, for example, I ask somebody to host a show and they say, "Oh, I really don't know anybody." That's an objection. And you're always going to hear them, right? And a lot of times we hear an objection when they say, "I don't know anybody," and we automatically take that as a no. It's not necessarily a no. What it is a hesitation, right? Sometimes I go to the store and I need black pants because I have to go to an event, right? So I'm going to the mall to look for black pants, and I walk in a store and somebody says, "Hey, can I help you?" And I'll say, "Oh, no, I'm just looking around." Right? So I tell them no. That's my first reaction is no. I'm just looking. That's my objection. And then I'm looking some more, and the salesperson kind of can tell that I'm looking for something. And they're like, "Hey, can I help you? You still doing okay?" And I'll say, "Well, no, I think I'm okay. I don't know. I'm just looking to see what you have, see what sales you have." Um, and then they ask me a third time, "Hey, still doing good?" And I'll say, "I'm looking for some black pants." Why did I tell them no three times or two times when I knew I was there looking for black pants? I had, I don't know, it's natural instinct for us to say no. So a lot of times when we ask somebody the first time about booking a party with us or joining our Pampered Chef team to make some extra money or purchasing a product, sometimes they have an excuse. Or sometimes it may be a valid concern in their mind that really doesn't need to be a concern. So for example, when people tell me, "Oh, I don't really know anybody," then I could validate their concern. "Oh, I completely get that. I feel like I didn't know that many people either before I hosted a show, but what I found is I knew more people than I thought I did." Or you invite friends from church, from work, from your neighborhood, and you have your friends invite people to your party too. So you probably know more than you think you do. And then that addresses their concern and makes them feel better, right? So, oh, well, and I tell them too, you don't have to invite 100 people. I mean, you don't have to have 100 people in your party. Let's just invite the people that you do know and let's see how it goes. Another objection may be, "Oh, I don't have any time." Anybody hear that? Maybe you said that to the person you signed up with, right? I hear that a lot. "Oh, I just don't have any time." So we tend to say, "Oh, that's a no. Oh, they're not interested. They don't have any time." But what if we ask them or talk to them a little bit more about that and let them know, you know, hosting an online show really doesn't take that long. And you can do it from your phone, in your pajamas, whenever is convenient for you. And so in their mind, maybe they thought they would have to be online and checking in, or maybe they thought they have to do all the posts in the party. Maybe they don't really understand how easy it is to host a show, right? So what I want you all to realize is that people do have hesitations, But most of the time, there is a response to that that will alleviate that concern. And then they'll say, oh, well, if I only have to be on for a couple minutes a day, sure, I could do it. Right. And a lot of the times I turn those hesitations into a yes. Right. I want you all to think back when somebody approached you about hosting a show, were you hesitant at first? Did you say no at first? What about when they asked you to sell Pampered Chef with you? I could guarantee you told them no at one point or another, right? But what if they took that objection and they were like, oh, okay, okay, no problem. And then in the back of your mind, you're like, well, maybe I do want to sell. Maybe I do want to host a show. You just needed help kind of working through the thought of it, right? So we always want to ask them another question. One more time, right? What's keeping you from trying it? Actually, flipped somebody today. They told me no. I was asking them about selling, and they're like, I don't know. I'm back and forth about it, and they were kind of hem-hawing around, and I just asked them this simple question: what do you have to lose? And she said, huh, I guess nothing. Okay, let's do it. Right? It's that easy because sometimes we're just conflicting with ourselves, debating with ourselves, and it just takes a little extra. What's keeping you from trying it? What if I told you it could be easy? Would you try? What if I told you I would be there with you every step of the way? Right? Just that comfort of knowing that you're there to help them. Whatever the ask is, right? Whether you're asking them to join your team, to be a new consultant right along with you, or you're asking them to host a show, you're asking them to try a new product, right? I'm here for you. I'll help you through it. I'll help you with it. Okay. So I have a document that has all kinds of objections, probably everyone you've heard of, and it has responses that you can say to that. So I'm going to share that with you all in our new consultant chat later. So you'll have that as kind of like a, guideline. Now, let's see, I've got that. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything, my friends. All right. Now we had talked last week about booking parties, right? We want to make sure that we have bookings on our calendar because bookings is where we meet people. It's where we make sales. It's where we get more bookings. It's where we meet other people that need some side money, right? So we want to have bookings on our calendar. And as a new consultant, we're like, okay, I'll take a booking anytime you'll do a show between now and December 31st. When do you want to do it? When do you want to do it? Right? Because we're just excited that they want to book a show. But I want you to keep in mind, this is your business. And just like the dentist office, they give you the next available date, right? I want you to work your business and giving your host the next available date. So anybody that knows that hosted a show with me on here, you know that I said, oh, I have an opening on January 27th through so-and-so. Does that work for you? I don't say, when do you want to host a show? I say, I have an opening this time, and it's the first slot I have open. And if it doesn't, because maybe they're out of town or whatever, then I'll say, okay, no problem. How about, and then I go to that very next week. Okay, you control your calendar. This is your business. You decide when you work and how much you work. Now, what I do recommend, and this has been a mantra of mine and my team's since we've been doing online parties. What I suggest for us to do is book 4 parties every week. And I know it may sound like a lot, you all, but we got tips and tricks and ways to post and things that automated systems and things that help us with all that. So don't get overwhelmed just yet. Listen to me. Hear me out. The reason we ask you and we plan to book 4 parties a week is this. This is my mindset on this, first of all. You ever brown hamburger meat? Anybody? Okay. Say, for example, we got a big sale on hamburger meat at Sam's. I got 5 pounds of it. So we're just going to have stuff with hamburger meat all week. Okay. So maybe I'm going to have tacos on Monday or Taco Tuesday. We're going to have spaghetti on Monday, tacos on Tuesday, chili on Wednesday, beef stroganoff on whatever, right? If I were to brown all these, like all 5 pounds of beef separately every night, it would probably take me 10 to 15 minutes to brown 1 pound of ground beef, right? By the time I get the pan out, I get the pan hot, I'm breaking it up with my mixing chop, draining the meat, all that stuff. Let's say it'd take me about 15 minutes. And I did that every single night. I browned 1 of the pounds of ground beef. Then it would take me 60, 75 minutes. Okay. But if I, the first day, browned all 5 pounds in one evening, it would maybe take me 25 minutes to do all of it because I already have the pan out, I already have the pan hot, I have my tools out. We're doing it all at one time. I want you to think about your shows the same way. Because if you do them, here's one this week, here's one next week, here's one the following week, you have to refix your brain on the things that you're supposed to do each day, every week. But if you did those 4 shows all in one week, yeah, it's going to take you a little bit of extra time, but your brain's already in that mode. So it knows Monday, I'm posting this. On Tuesday, I'm posting that. On Wednesday, right? You tracking with me? You see how that's going to be easier for you, more efficient that way? Okay, but also when you book 4 shows, statistically, out of 4 shows, you're going to have 1 show that flops. That host has something happen. Maybe the kids are sick, or um, who knows? Who knows? Maybe she got the flu, maybe, or he or she. For whatever reason, their show's a flop. And it just doesn't qualify. She doesn't get people in. Actually, I said that backwards. A drop. That one's a drop. So it never really gets started. Okay. So the host either doesn't get in the party or she doesn't invite people or whatever. And then statistically, another party is a flop. So they get people in the party, but maybe Facebook's acting wonky. They're not seeing the post, or maybe they didn't invite enough people, or maybe the host isn't active in the party. And that show just does not produce the sales that you need for that party. Okay, so that would be considered a flop. It's under $200 in sales. That leaves you 2 parties to pop. The host invites people, they're interacting, we're having fun, they're getting sales in, their party's qualifying, you're getting bookings, it's popping, right? So 1 that flops, 1 that drops, leaving 2 to pop. And then at the end of the week, you have 2 shows that went well, and you're like, oh, Jennifer, I hit my first new consultant reward. I'm so excited. I got a booking for next week. Like, right, you're excited. What if you only booked 1 party that week and it was the flop or the drop? How would you feel at the end of that week? I'd be calling to check in on you. Like, Jennifer, this sucks. I don't even know. I knew I shouldn't have done this. I knew the Pampered Chef wasn't for me. I don't even know why I got into this. Blah 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 blah. Right, and then you're feeling all this doubt in yourself because you only were banking on 1. But if you have 4, surely you're going to have a couple that pop. And then who cares about the 1 that flopped and dropped? Because you got 2 that popped and you're feeling good. You made some money that week. Do you get it? You understand why we're asking you to do more? Sometimes we're lucky enough and all 4 of them hold and all 4 of them pop. But I'll tell you what, I'm at the top of the world then because I may miss a Monday. We're going out to eat for the weekend, right? But not always. All 4 of those will not always hold. And I want you to know that just like anything, we're going to hear no's and we're going to have some shows that flop and drop. Did you all hear me say last week, my first 2 shows that I did, these were in home. I went to someone's house and I didn't even sell $200 in either of those first 2 shows. Had I quit like I wanted to do, I would not be where I am today. Okay? Do not get discouraged. We've all had flop shows. We've all had drop shows. But we've also had pop shows, right, Joni? Joni has traveled for free with Pampered Chef on several incentive trips, right? Because she's not worried about the drops and flops. She's not worried about the no's, I don't want to book. What she's focusing on are the yeses. Isn't that right, Joni? Tell us where you've been.
Okay, so my husband and I have been with Pampered Chef for a little over 4 years, and we've earned every year the incentive trip. Our first year, we went to Puerto Rico. We've been to Cancun. We've been to Punta Cana, and we earned Disney last year. So, y'all, I've had flops, I've had drops, and I've had no's. And like Jennifer was saying, every excuse in the book, but you just keep going.
That's right. That's right. We're not worried about that. We're not going that way. We're going forward. And you may see this ship in my background because our this year all consultants have a chance to earn a free cruise. A free cruise. That's right. Yep. And Joni said she earned a trip in her very first year with business. I earned a free trip in my very first year of business. We have, excuse me, January 1st through January 31st to earn it. We'll talk about that later. But no, you absolutely can do it. We have consultants that earn trips in 4 months. Okay. So now let's talk a little bit about what our parties and what they look like. Okay. So I'm going to screen share. Um, buttons, buttons, buttons. Hold on. Let's see if it's going to share for me. Okay. Do you all see my Facebook page? Okay. So I want to show you a little bit about, and I want to teach you about Facebook algorithms. Okay. Facebook thinks it knows what we want to see and how much we want to see, and it determines what it posts and what it shares with other people and all that stuff. Okay. But we've been doing this a while. We kind of have a good handle on it, so we can help you with it. So I'm going to use Miss Kathy's show as an example. Um, and just so we can kind of run through, let me move my little screen out of the way here. I don't like working on my laptop. It's too small for me, but that's what I'm doing here. Okay, so this is a party that we just wrapped up today. Um, and I want to show you a little bit about just about the party in general. Okay, so we really want our host to have 30, 40, 50 members in it. Okay, now this is all based on statistics. And let me share a little bit with you on that. I do have a way that well, it's not my way. I have found a way that our host can, through their phone, they can invite every single person from their friends list. So since it's done from their phone, I can't show you how to do that, but I will share the little tips in our new consultant chat. Super easy. It takes the host a minute and a half to invite everybody on their friends list. So here, Kathy, I can see from her party, I go into members and it tells me who all she invited and how many people she invited. And this is really important when I'm setting up a party and I'm getting my host joining the party, because I want to make sure that they are truly inviting everybody. Because I tell you what, a majority of the time that people that buy and book and sign up to sell Pampered Chef, it's going to be somebody that they hadn't seen since kindergarten that they're friends with, right? I don't want my host going in and saying, "Oh, she doesn't want Pampered Chef," or "He doesn't want Pampered Chef," or "They're they're older and they don't cook anymore." That doesn't mean they don't buy gifts. That doesn't mean that their can opener didn't break and they need to replace it. That doesn't mean that, I mean, we don't know what other people want. So we want to invite everybody. Just the same when we're asking people to book a show. We're not going to decide for them. We're going to ask everybody and then let them decide for themselves. So I always encourage my host, invite everybody you know, and do not discount men, because men like Pampered Chef. They love good quality stuff. We have men that buy, men that host parties, and men that sell Pampered Chef. Okay. So we do not want to discount men or anybody because of their age, because we don't know if they cook or not. So here I feel pretty confident that my host invited everybody. And this proves so true to statistics. Okay. About every 100 people that your host invite, 10 will join the party. Okay. For 100 invited, 10 will join. Out of the 10 that join, typically you have 3 to 5 that actually participate, that comment, that like, that, play along in the party. And out of the 10 people that join, you typically will have one or two that buy. So, what happens if my host only invites 100 people? How many people do you think statistically will join the party? 10. And out of those 10, how many people do you think will buy? One or two? And one or two orders will not qualify for a show, not unless they buy $200 themselves, but typically. Okay. So that's why it's so important for your host to invite everybody. And this is exactly right, right? She invited 300, almost exactly 10% of that joined. And she had, let me look at my little sheet here. This is just my little tracker thing, and I'll share this with you all later too. But let me see. So Kathy's party had, oh, she actually got a lot of good orders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She had about 15 orders. But she was an amazing host that was private messaging people too. Like she just wasn't letting the party run. Like she did a phenomenal job. So we'll talk about that later. But statistics are true. So, um, all right. So in the party, we first of all, we're making sure they're inviting people. I and my team run our parties. We typically set them up on or have the host inviting into their group Wednesday or Thursday, right? So we have to have it set up by then. They're inviting people Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We start some party post, and then just run on through the next week. I always tell my host that the party is closing on that next Friday, but I always extend it. But you have to give them a deadline. Because if you tell them you're not closing until the next Sunday, guess when they're going to try to order? The next Sunday. Don't nobody want to wait till then? Right? Tell them Friday, and then Saturday morning, I'm like, surprise, we're extending the party. You're right. And then we keep it open Saturday and Sunday. I ask my host, I work with her on Monday to try to get her party closed out. I just do it on Monday because I don't work very much on Sundays. Okay. Now a couple tricks with your party. I think I need to go to a different one so you could see. Whose party? Whose party? Let's go into Sean's. So again, I have two guy hosts this week, just so you know. Sean's doing great. He has 52 members in the party. Let's see how many members he invited. People he invited 359, so he actually has better than normal statistics. Okay, when people start coming into the party, we want to welcome them into the party. So we do what's called a welcome post or a write post, where you write them a welcome. And the way that you do that, see right here, it'll say you have blank new members this week, and we want to welcome them. So what we're going to do is we're going to click write post, and then it'll come up and it'll automatically tag them. Now, this is a very, very important post in your party, so you want to utilize it as much as you can. Whenever you tag someone, it sends them a little notification up at the top of their Facebook at that bell. It's like, ding, somebody mentioned you. Somebody mentioned your name. And we're curious. We're like, who? What? Who's talking about me? What are they saying? So you click on the little notification, it brings them into the party. But you want to make sure that this post has all the essential information in it that you need, right? So let me show you one of my post examples. Let's go. Let me scroll all the way down. You want to make sure that it tells them when the party's open and when the party's closing. You want to make sure that it tells them the ordering link, right? How do they order? Is this one? No, that's not one. Um, where's my darn right post? Why can I not find it? Kylie. Not now. I'm working. No, I'm just asking in like an hour. 10 o'clock. Goodbye now. Wait, actually? Goodbye now. Okay, so here's my right post. See, it's tagging all these people and it's telling them important information. So I have the link in here. And I always try to, now this one's a little different because I do pre-party giveaways. Anybody that orders from my party before Monday, I give them a gift. And I like to do that because it encourages people as soon as they come into the party, they're joining the party, it's fresh on their mind. I want them to go ahead and order. Because what happens if they're waiting 7 days to order, they forget and then they don't order. So I do a free gift for the first 5 orders over $30. It's if I do that, I'm paying for that, right? But I'm doing a season's best cookbook. It costs $2. And is it worth me go ahead and qualifying a show before? Let me show you this. I did it this past week. I do it all the time, but I did it this past week, and here's some of my statistics. So on my party this week, I did this, and the sales before the party officially starts, I had $442, $395, $548. I all from pre-order parties. So if you knew you could have even $76, that's before the party even officially starts, right? That's money in your pocket. And I'm making sure I do say that they have to spend $30. That way I know that my commission is covering it. I don't want you all giving away stuff without earning money. Okay, you're doing this to earn money. We want it in your pocket. Okay, so that's one of the things that I do, but I do a couple right posts welcoming other people into the party, ask them, how do you know your host? We want to get people interacting in this party. The more that they comment in the party, the more Facebook thinks they're interested in this group, and it will show them more of what's coming next. So your first couple days of your party, you want lots of games. You want people commenting a lot. You want them like this. What level of pampered chef are you? Right? Super easy question. I had 22 comments. That boosts that algorithm there where people are commenting. So whenever somebody comments, I'm going to come back right behind them and I'm going to reply back to them. If I were going to somebody's house and I were doing an in-home show, I would have conversations with them. I would call them by name. I would say, "Hey, Debbie, it's so nice to meet you. How do you know our host? Debbie, do you have a favorite Pampered Chef product? Hey, Teresa, have you heard of Pampered Chef? Are you a veteran or are you a new user?" We would have conversations back and forth. I wouldn't just, right? Don't just give them a thumbs up. Don't post and ghost. Interact with these people. Make them friends. When they like you and they're having fun, they want to do a party with you. They're going to keep coming back to the party if they're having fun. People love games. They love these. They love guessing games. How many goldfish are in this? They love this. Play games. Ask them questions. If you post a recipe, ask them, tag a handful of people. And I typically will try to have my host do this as much as possible because these are her friends. I want her socializing with her friends too. So if there's a recipe that comes up, what I recommend is I'll say, okay, go in and pick 5 people in the party and tag them. So Debbie, see, Teresa, Joni, Mark, is this a recipe you and your family would eat? Tag them and ask a question. Don't just tag them. That's rude. Right? Ask them a question. You want them to reply back to you. Let's have conversations. Let's have a fun party. Let's get to know each other. Okay? Another thing that I do in my parties to get conversations going. Oh, here's another game. People love some Family Feud too. So there is a fun and games Facebook page. You can go in, pull all kinds of games from. That's where the majority of mine have come from. So I can also link that in our team page too. So one of the things I do that really gets good interaction is a daily party prize giveaway. Okay, so now this is a fun little trick that I like to do because I want to chat with people. And it's best to chat just like when we're sending booking messages or whatever. We want to do it one-on-one. We want to get to know them. We want to ask them what we're, what we want. You have to ask to get. You have to ask to get. Okay. So I want people to message me. And the way I get them to message me is by giving them something. Okay. I like to give away gifts, but I don't want to have to pay for it. So I'll tell you about that in a second. But I have everybody in the party ends up being a party participation winner or a daily prize winner. And say, for example, so I have 5 real party days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And say I have 50 people that are in the party. I'm dividing it by 5. And so I'm going to have 10 winners every single day. You tracking with me? So everybody ends up being a winner. But what I do is I tag them in here. And so it's alerting them, and I'll say, please send me or you're a daily prize winner. Please send me a private message to redeem your prize. Okay. And then let's go to one of them. Let's see. Let me see if I remember who might have. Hmm. This is a brand new party, so I have not even messaged with these people yet. Let's go. Let me go back to Kathy's. Sorry, give me a second while I find what I'm wanting to do here. Okay, here's Jordan. So let's look at Jordan's message, okay? So Jordan, I don't know if she sent me a daily prize winner. Oh, she did. Because I tell them, send me host party is super fun. And she actually did it. Sometimes they don't do it. And I'll show you what happens when they don't. But I send her a message back that says, thank you so much for joining our Pampered Chef Party. Congratulations on winning the party attendee prize. You lucky duck, you've won a cool e-cookbook with some time-saving recipes. Oh, while we're chatting, I wondered if you'd be interested in hosting an easy online Pampered Chef Party. It'll help benefit our host. What do you think? Oh, and I'll throw in an extra gift, right? And the gift's just based on how well their show does, right? If they do a better show, I give them a better gift. Um, but so I do this with every single person. And the e-cookbooks are free. You can download them. And look here. Sure, I'll host a party. Holy cow, that was easy. Right? Yay! It'll be so much fun. I'm excited to do a show with you. We'll have a blast for sure. I have an opening January 31st through February 7th. Would that work for you? See, just like the dentist office, give them my first available date. Now, she did say, could we do later in February because blah, 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 whatever. Of course. How about this date? So I'm giving her. All right. Now, what if let's check another one. What if they don't message? Oh, she did message me too. Okay. And I sent that to her and she didn't reply back. At this point, what I'm going to do is follow up later. She didn't even see my message, but I'll follow up later and I'll say, hey, just checking to make sure you got my message from earlier. I hadn't done that yet because, life, but I will. Let me find somebody. Now, if they don't message me, I send them a message. Let me go back. I'm trying to find somebody that maybe didn't reply back. Okay, let's go in here. All right, so what happens if I make them Monday's daily prize winner? And a lot of times they won't message me either because they don't see the notification or they don't really know what it means or whatever. Or some people don't even know how to message me. So what I do is I go in Tuesday, I go back to my Monday prize winners, and I go through every person and I'll say, okay, let's see. If she didn't message me, I'm going to send her a private message. And I say, hi, did you see that you were a daily prize winner at Amanda's party? She never saw this. And why is that? That's because we're not friends on Facebook. Facebook's got this weird thing. So if you message them a couple times, it will sometimes force that message through. But a lot of times I'll send a message and they'll say, no, I didn't see that. I'm trying to find somebody that may have. Well, this is not a good example because I don't have the information. Anyway, oh, here we go. Hey, did you see that you were a prize winner in Kathy's party? Hi, no, I did not. What are the details? That went through 3 times. I'm not sure what was happening there. But then I send her the daily prize winner things. And she said, thank you for the offer. I did not even see this message come by, but no book order. So if she's not interested in hosting a show, then I follow up with Not a problem at all. I appreciate you responding and supporting our host. Here's a new e-cookbook. So I'm sending her the link. And I'll say she's working hard to collect 3 more orders to earn her host rewards. Do you have any questions for me, or would you like her ordering link? So then I ask for booking first, and then if they're not interested, then I'm asking if they're interested in placing an order to help the host. Okay, again, ask for what you want. All right. Any questions on that? What's my stop share? Okay. Any questions? So we have templates that we can share with you. Ask your recruiter. I we have it in a Google document. If you did a launch party already, basically it's going to be the same template that you're going to be borrowing those pictures and those words and sharing those over into your parties. So make sure that you're learning from your launch party. This is your on the job training. Okay. So see how your consultant posts, see how many times they post, see how they interact with their guests, you know, ask them if they're, what messages they're sending to the guest, how are they getting bookings. All of these things are important. And so things like this is what we teach on our regular Monday night calls. So um tonight on Monday night call, we're going to have a special guest from the home office. So if you all want to be on that, I'll share that link with you all as well. So let me stop the record. Oh, no, but actually, there's my timer telling me it's time to wrap up this call and get on the next one. But I want to give you all a challenge, okay? Because challenges are fun, right? Anybody I'm a goal digger. I love goals. I love to work for something. I love to have check boxes and reaching a goal and all that stuff. So I want to give you the challenge today to gather $500 in orders. Okay. And the way we're going to do that, I'm going to give you all the messages and everything that you need in order to do that. But this is a fun 50 messages in 5-day challenge. Let me grab it for you. Okay. And I have this cute little tracker again. Let me screen share again. Okay, so this is in conjunction with getting the word out there that you're selling Pampered Chef. We're going to share your new business. So over the next 5 days, we want you to share your business with 50 people and collect. And typically, when you do that, you can collect on an average of $500 in orders. Okay, so if you haven't already hit your first new consultant goal, you can do that with this challenge. And what you're going to do is you're going to be private messaging people, and you're going to say, hey, name, I'm so excited to be a new Pampered Chef consultant. I love their stuff, and I think you will too. I'm working hard on my first goal to collect $500 in the next 5 days. Would you be willing to take a look at my online catalog and consider placing an order to help me reach my goal? I would appreciate more than you know. You can browse here, and then you're going to set up a link. All right, so set up a party under you acting as consultant, or if you have a launch party going, just give them that link, right? Because we're earning double free rewards here this month. So we can open as many parties under our name as we want to. We can do one every single month. Typically, what I'll do is I'll open up a party under my name at the beginning of the month, and then throughout my contacts, if they're not interested in booking a party, I'll ask them, oh, well, I'm working on a sales goal. Would you be interested in looking at my catalog and consider placing an order? I ask them. That's always a follow-up question for me. And so I always have that open. Or I have customers that say, oh, I need to order a food chopper. Oh, can you order me this? I send them that link. So that link is open all month, and I'm just gathering orders on there. Okay, so I'm going to give you the words to send this. And then I want you all to share your tracker. So each day you can print this off, or you can do it digitally, and you want to make sure that you've marked off all 10 boxes. So 10 messages every single day for 5 days, and you mark it off and share it in the new consultant chat. And then we can cheer along with you. And then I want to find out how many of you all collect your $500. Okay. Real quick too, I think I have to switch my screen. In case you all aren't aware of your new consultant rewards, As a brand new consultant, you have chances not only to earn commission, but earn new products. So the very first one that we have is level one. When you sell $500, you're getting the loaf pan and the beer bread mix. And then level two, which we definitely try to do by the launch party or your first 2 weeks of business. You want to sell 1,250 bucks, and then you're going to add this other set of products. And if you signed up in January, we're earning the blender, that new cooking blender with 1,250 in sales in your first 30 days. And then beyond that, you can find all this on your consultant's dashboard, but make sure you keep up with these because you don't want to miss out anything free that the home office is passing your way. All right. So, yeah, so let's work on our challenge. Let's keep asking. I'm going to send you a couple trackers that we talked about. I'm going to send you the words that we were talking about so you all can make the most out of your Pampered Chef business this week. Okay. All right, I'm going to stop recording. And then if you all have any questions after that, you feel free to.